everyone, welcome back to Active Body Clear Mind. So today I'm going to be showing you different variations of step-ups, both cardio targeted and muscular targeted. So steps-up are great because they work one leg at a time, so you can't overcompensate on one side compared to the other. That way you're really working and targeting the muscles on both sides an equal amount. So you can really do this anywhere, getting creative with what you use as a step. Just make sure if you're using something that's stackable, that it's very supported at the bottom or it's against the wall, so that way you don't have to worry about it slipping. So for these exercises, for the strength part, you can use weights if you would like, either dumbbells or barbells or even resistance bands if you wanted to hook them under something and put them on your shoulders. But for today, I'm just going to show you the body weight versions. Let's get going. So first we're going to work on some cardio step-ups. I'm going to use a 45-pound plate as a step, but if you're taller, you might want to use something that's a little thicker. Or if you're smaller, you can use something that's not as thick. So we're going to start by just a simple one up, one down. Make sure you switch feet. We want to pump our arms just like we're running. So opposite arm, opposite leg, full range of motion. So when you're pumping your arms, you want to keep them a little bit relaxed, around 90, hands open, hands a little relaxed. You're just going to want to go like this. Since you're not running super hard, you don't need to do full range like this. This is fine. Next, I'm going to stand on either side, and we're going to do in and outs. Again, make sure we switch leading foot. This one's a little less natural to move your arms in, so it's okay if you're not doing that full range. Next, we're just going to do a little bit of hops. And we're going to do sideways. Other side. So for these, I would either set a timer and do 20-second intervals of working with a minute of rest, or I would just try and start slow and do 20 reps if the 20 seconds is too much for you. Now we're going to go up and over. Make sure both feet hit the ground when you're stepping off. Again, this is a little weird for the arms. Next, we're going to do an Icky Shuffle type step. So you're going to want to go like that. Make sure you lift your foot up every time. If you need to start slow, that's completely fine, and then pick it up once you get it down. So the last one we're going to do is scissor jumps. We want to make sure we're moving our arms with this one. Again, just some tips for the cardio-based step-ups. Stay on the balls of your feet, toes up, and move as fast as possible. So now let's head to the strength part. Okay, so for the strength part, we're going to start on a low box. I don't have a low box, so I'm using 345 stacked on top of each other. These are kind of rubbery, so they're not going to slip. If you have places that you think will slip a little bit, do not use them. So we're going to start with our foot on the center of the plate. All of your weight is going to be brought up by your right foot. Make sure you keep your toes up and your foot completely flat on the ground, even when you're going up. So it's just going to be like that. Notice how I'm not going like this. Because when you do this, your calf on your left foot is actually helping a little bit push you off the ground, and we don't want that. Make sure your knees don't go over your toes. So you're going to want to push your butt back when you go back down. And then you're just going to switch and do the other side. From there, we're going to do lateral step downs. So, same. You want to put your toe up, so that way you're getting a real. Now for lateral step downs, you want to make sure the foot that is going to be touching the ground has the toe pointing up, so just your heel is touching. This way you get a little bit deeper. And again, you want to sit back so your knee doesn't come over your heels. So for each of these exercises, I want you to start with 2 sets of 10. And then after a couple weeks, increase it to 3 sets of 10. Okay, so the last one we're going to do on this height is a step up with knee drive. So again, same form as before, foot in the middle of the plate, foot flat, but this time we're going to use arm action. So opposite arm, opposite leg. So we're just going to go like that. You want to make it quick. This will help put a little bit of power into the strength training. And then we're going to switch sides. And we're going to switch sides. All right, you get the idea. Now we're going to increase to a different box size. All right, so next up, I'm going to use a bench. I typically don't really like using benches just because they're a little squishy, so it can make your foot a little uneven and it's not as stable, but we don't have a box that's this height, so I'm just going to use it. So we're going to use the same technique as before, foot flat on the ground, foot on the middle, and just use your one leg to push you up. And slowly back down. 3 seconds up, 3 seconds down. Again, make sure your knee doesn't come over your toes. Also, when we're doing this, I'm going to show you from this angle. We don't want our knee to twist outwards or inwards. We want to keep it straight in line with our ankle and our toes, and our hips want to be all in line. Look like this. If you notice that you're caving in or out, you might want to go on a lower box until you get your glutes a little bit stronger, or even roll out some of your muscles. They might be a little tight, which could be causing you to pull left or right. I'm not really sure. It's hard to tell from me speaking it to you through the camera because I'm not seeing your form. But feel free to ask a friend and see if they can help. Or take a video of yourself and play it back. So I'm going to do a couple reps on my left. You can tell my left is a little bit weaker. And that's okay. I don't want everything to be perfect. I want to show you guys that even people who are trained in this kind of stuff still do struggle with some of the exercises sometimes and still may be weak depending on their situations. Like I'm still recovering from a concussion, so I haven't been able to hit legs in a while. So I'm a little bit weaker than I used to be. So from there, we're going to do arm action with our knee drive. So again, make sure your toe is up. So from here, we're going to use arm action. Again, toe up, drive through. For the ones with the knee drive, you don't need to go 3 seconds up and 3 seconds down. We want to go fast on the way up. All right, next up, a higher box. This is the last box I'm going to be using. It's only a couple inches taller than the bench, but it's going to make a huge difference. If you want to go taller, feel free, but I know I probably won't be able to do any more with good form if I use a higher box. So again, knee in line with your ankle. Toes, we don't want our knees coming over. And if you find that your toe is pushing up and you need that extra boost, go down a size. All right. If you want to try and go up and down, slow and controlled. that's where we're going to end today. I'm not going to do arm action on this box. I just don't feel the necessarily need to with everything else that we did in this step-up workout. So again, for the cardio-based, 20 seconds on, 1 minute rest, or do 3 sets of 10 reps for each exercise. And if you're not tired after that, add a couple more sets to it. And then for the box step-ups, we want to do 2 sets of each style I showed you for 6 reps on each leg. Thank you guys for watching my step-up workout.